Okay, so there's this idea that we should always be nice, right? That being nice is like the default setting for human beings, and if you can't be nice, then there's something wrong with you. But what if you're not actually a nice person? What if you're just honest? I mean, honesty and kindness aren't always the same thing, right? Sometimes being honest might hurt someone's feelings, but it doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. So here are 6 signs that you're not a bad person. You're just brutally honest. Number 1. People think you're arrogant. Okay, so you're not afraid to speak your mind, which other people view as arrogance. You don't care about fitting in or being accepted by everyone. In fact, you don't care what people think of you at all. This means that you can be very direct and straightforward, which some people might perceive as arrogance. They might think that you're better than them, or that you know everything when really you just don't have time for small talk and beating around the bush. Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with being arrogant sometimes, okay? It's important to have confidence in yourself and your abilities, and not let other people's opinions get to you. So if people think you're arrogant, maybe it's because you are. Maybe you're not afraid to show off a little bit, and that's okay. No. 2. People say you're too negative. You have a pessimistic outlook on life. You're not afraid to say how you feel, even if it's not always pretty. People might see this as negativity and accuse you of being a killjoy, but really, you're just being real. You didn't try to sugarcoat things or pretend that everything's going to be okay when it's clearly not. You call a spade, and you're not afraid to talk about the bad stuff. Now look, I'm not saying you have to be negative all the time, but it's important to be able to talk about difficult topics and not just pretend that they don't exist. Being negative doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're being honest about how you feel. No. 3. People say you're too sensitive. Yeah, you cry easily, okay? You feel things deeply and you're not afraid to show it. People might think that you're being too sensitive, but really, you're just in touch with your emotions. You don't try to hide your feelings or pretend that they don't exist. And while some people might see this as a weakness, being sensitive doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're human. You care about things and you feel things deeply. And that's not a bad thing. No. 4. People say you're too critical. Okay, you're not afraid to speak up when you don't like something. You have standards and you expect others to live up to them. People might think that you're being too critical or that you have a chip on your shoulder, but really, you just care about doing things well and you want others to do the same. You don't suffer fools gladly and you're not afraid to speak up when you think something is wrong. People might see this as being argumentative, but being argumentative doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're passionate and you're not afraid to stand up for what you believe in. No. 5. People say you're too lazy. Okay, so you take your sweet time getting things done. You don't like to rush and you don't like to feel pressured to do things faster than you're comfortable with. People might see this as laziness, but really, you're just taking your time to do things right. You don't like to cut corners and you don't like to feel rushed. You want to do things at your own pace and you don't want anyone telling you that you're not working hard enough. And while some people might see this as procrastination, being lazy doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you don't like to feel pressured. You like to do things at your own pace. And, number 6, people say you're too stubborn. Yeah, you're not afraid to stand your ground. You have strong opinions and you're not afraid to fight for what you believe in. People might see this as stubbornness, but really, you're just persistent. You don't give up easily and you're not afraid to speak your mind. People might think that you're being unreasonable, but being unreasonable doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're passionate and you're not afraid to stand up for what you believe in. You know, being brutally honest isn't always easy. It can be tough to speak your mind when other people might disagree with you or when they might not like what you have to say. But being honest is important. It's important to be able to speak your mind and to stand up for what you believe in. It's important to be able to say how you feel and to not let other people walk all over you. And, yeah, sure, it might not always be pretty, but it's important. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. And don't be afraid to be honest. The world needs more honest people. The world would be a better place if everyone was just brutally honest with each other. There wouldn't be any lies, no deceit, no manipulation. Everyone would just tell it like it is. The world would be a better place if everyone was just brutally honest. But yeah, okay. I know that being brutally honest can be hard. It can be scary to speak your mind. But you gotta do what you gotta do. You know? You gotta do what you gotta do to stay true to yourself. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Are you a brutally honest person? Do you think there's something wrong with being brutally honest? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, experiences, suggestions, whatever you got. I want to hear from you guys. Oh, and before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time.